Hello everyone. Well, today's June 1st. The election is being held in 6 days. Today is the last day for advanced voting, so get out to your advanced poll booth if you want to advanced vote. Yesterday, this scrum happened, and I was going to do a video yesterday, but I had some microphone issues, sorry, about Andrea Horvath's candidates and who she's going to fill her cabinet with. And this scrum happened, and I have to focus on this because this is not a great scrum for Andrea, and it really kind of underlines a lot of the problems with the candidates that Andrea's putting forward. So the reporters ask her a few times, how do you defend your radical racist candidates? And Andrea dodges the question a bunch. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to give Andrea her due, so I'm not going to cut her off. I don't like those quick, fast, get the politician to say something that is incriminating and then cut away really quick. So I'm going to give her her due. I'm going to give the reporters their due, and I'm going to talk kind of in between. And, I hope we have a little bit of fun. All right, take it away.
For the last 10 days, we've revealed candidate after candidate, including Ms. Bell here, who's written manuals on civil disobedience, anti-police manuals. Every time we reveal somebody as being hateful, anti-Israel, anti-police, calling the chief of police a coon, you make excuses for them. Is this the kind of leadership we're going to see if you win a week from now?
Thanks for the question. I appreciate it. In fact, what you'll see is a leader who will have a team behind her that is completely committed to making life more affordable to Ontario families, who will get the rents stabilized here, who will make sure that landlords are not able to rent-evict their tenants, who will build more affordable housing to help ensure that those costs don't keep going up in terms of rental prices. Our team is one that's very, very much signed on to the platform and the goal to make life better and to bring hope back to Ontarians.
You can't get away from this.
Interesting, Andrea, but you didn't answer the question. The question was, how do you stand behind your racist radical candidates, anti-Israel, outright racist? People calling people coons is just not acceptable in our current political discord. Is it? Can you defend that, Andrea? Okay, so the reporter agrees with me, and she's going to call her out as well. First question, dodged. Let's try again. Same question. How do you defend your racial candidates?
Social justice agenda, whether you want to talk, you're a very nice lady, but you're not a leader, you're weak. And people are observing that. People have written me that you're very weak and you're not handling this well. So what are we going to see? What are we going to see if you become premier? The continue allowing these people, the natives, to run the asylum? People like Jessica Bell, is she going to be the Minister of Public Safety writing manuals about civil disobedience and how
first of all, I'd like to say that I think it's inappropriate to talk about people with mental health issues in the way that you've just done. But having said that,
Whoa, drop the mic. Did she just make a remark that was not okay, Andrea? Hold on, what did she say about mental health patients?
People, the natives, to run the asylum? People like Jessica Bell, is she going to be
the natives to run the asylum. Okay, maybe a bit of a mixed metaphor, but is that talking about mental illness in a negative way? Is that disparaging mentally ill people? Do you really want mentally ill people running the asylum? And I mean, if you don't want natives running the asylum, what are you saying, Andrea? I think maybe you misheard. We'll go with that. Let's back to go 136.
Actually have a platform that addresses the needs that families have, and that's what folks have been telling us that they want to see. They want to see a government that's focused on the challenges that everyday people face, and I can tell you very clearly that's what our team is all about, and that's why there's this sense of excitement out there. There's a sense of excitement everywhere I go in this province. People know that there can be change for the better, that they don't have to go back to conservatives and liberals who, after 25 years, have left us with a province where families feel that they can't get ahead anymore. And so people can be confident that we actually have a platform, and that platform explains very clearly the changes for the better that we're going to bring to Ontario.
Can we actually hear from...
That's wonderful, Andrea, but you still didn't answer the question. How can you defend your racial radical candidates? Okay, so we're going to skip that. We're just going to let it go. You're not going to answer the question. And that's a big problem in Canadian politics. I guess politics around the world, but this is kind of poor. If you're being asked a direct question, please answer it for future politicians, okay? All right, we're going to change tracks now. This is fun too.
I'm Jessica Bell. We've received information that you were arrested and charged for the charge here was sabotage during an environmental protest in Seattle in 2004. Can we hear from Jessica about this?
What I think is important is that...
Whoa, did you catch that? She had no idea. She had no clue. She was just told, like that was her being informed that Jessica Bell was previously arrested. Okay, and that's, 2004 is a long time ago. And environmental sabotage, so what's that? Probably destruction of property, so the government or a private business's property. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Environmental sabotage is the charge, 2004. Andrea, take it away.
We finished this scrum, and if you want to do a one-on-one with Jessica, we'll see if she's able to do that. But no, but I think that.
Did you guys catch that? I don't know if she's making news there or just kind of being reactionary, but the reporter said, "Did you know?" And she says, "No." But
Jessica will see if she's able to do that. But no, but I think that.
Are you aware of events? No, but
do that. But no, but I think that
so. Not the problem isn't necessarily that the candidate was arrested in 2004, and it's not necessarily that it was environmental sabotage. Although I don't necessarily agree. I said necessarily too many times that environmental sabotage is a light crime, but it was a lifetime ago. You know, that's almost 15 years, 14 years. So that's a long time ago. Carry on, Andrea.
I think that the important thing to keep in mind here is that we do have a freedom of speech in our society, and that we do know that when people take on issues that are seen to be, or that are in fact challenging to certain groups, then that can sometimes bring change that is actually positive for everyone. And so we know that there are environmental activists around the world that put pressure on big companies, for example, to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. And now here we are in 2017-18 around our country, frankly, where people are actually supportive of the need to deal with climate change. Had these activists not been ringing these alarm bells over the years, I don't know that we would be here actually taking responsibility for the carbon footprint that we all put on this earth. And so yes, people do sometimes do quote unquote radical things to get the attention of decision makers around policy pieces that need to be changed to make life better for everyone. And whether that's being a tenant advocate, which I used to be.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to interrupt you here, Andrea. I'm sorry. But when you quote unquote do radical things, are those radical things quote unquote against the law? Or, I mean, is there a difference between chaining yourself to a tree and destroying someone's property? I think maybe the law would make would differentiate those two things, right? And, maybe charging somebody and not charging somebody. So again, are you defending your candidates who break the law because they believe in something enough to break the law, and maybe in 30 or 40 years it'll be borne out in science and they'll be right? Is that okay? If I really believe something and I believe that there's a company in my local area that is damaging something that I hold truly dear, you're okay with me going and destroying their property? Is that what you're saying? I don't know.
Before I got elected, I used to be a tenant advocate. I'm from an industrial city, so I had my share of criticisms of factories that were spewing pollution into the neighborhoods of lower income families. These things are things that sometimes push the public policy agenda in a way that makes it better for everyone.
So freedom of speech is a Hitler meme.
Even if they push that agenda to the point of being arrested by police?
What I'm saying is I'm confident that my candidates know what the platform is, understand what the change for the better for this province is, that we are showing Ontarians that is possible, and that should we be given the opportunity to fulfill that vision starting on Thursday of next week, then all of these folks who are in my team will be focused completely on achieving those goals.
Let me get this straight. Freedom of speech.
Okay, sorry, my mic was paused or was muted. How can you defend your radical, racist, law-breaking candidates? And your answer is, my team is going to be focused if we get the premiership. If we get to be leaders, we're going to definitely lead. You see how this is a non-answer? Okay. At this point, the press conference really goes off the rails, and Andrea kind of starts losing her temper. So, I mean, if you want to watch it, I think more people should watch it. But if you want to watch it, the link will be in the description down below. And I'm still going to keep commenting. So let's go.
Is a Hitler meme, posting a Hitler meme, supporting the BDS movement.
Ms. Levy, one of the things that I think it's time you acknowledge is that the Jewish community around Taslim Reyes has been very, very vocal about the work that Taslim Reyes has done with the Jewish community, with the Muslim community, with the Christian community, with the Sikh community, to bring more understanding and more community harmony amongst multi-faith peoples around her neighborhoods. And you know what? You can continue to slam her, and I will continue to celebrate the great work that she's done over a decade in her life to make life better in her communities and to create understanding to create understanding and dialogue, as opposed to people shouting out things that are really quite offensive. So on that note, if there are any questions...
Okay. The candidate themselves posted the Hitler meme. So yelling out a question about a Hitler meme or saying, is a Hitler meme included in free speech, should be the direct question that you're answering. Does a Hitler meme count? Like, are you defending your candidate using that? And your choice was to defend your candidate emphatically. And I mean, there you go. There it is. So weird. It's free speech if your candidate posts something about Hitler on Facebook, but it's not free speech. Free speech is not okay if a reporter's asking you directly. Is this the kind of leadership we're going to see from you, Ms. Horvath? Looks like.
That anybody else might have, I'd be happy to take them.
Andrea, the lawyers for the Tories sent a message to the head of Elections Ontario today saying that Timothy Ellis, who's a senior NDP organizer in Etobicoke Lakeshore, was involved with Lead Now, and they say that this is in contravention of election laws by coordinating the election activities of your candidate there. Do you have anything to say to this in response?
Look, I don't know particularly about this particular person that you've mentioned. I have no connection whatsoever with this organization that you've talked about. Our party has no connection with the organization that you've talked about. So again, Mr. Ford wants to concentrate on mudslinging. And one of the things that Conservatives have to, I think, finally come to realize is when you throw mud, you lose ground.
Whew. Bam. Hit him where it hurts, right?
That?
Sorry, Andrea. You're not convincing me. So my question still, after watching that whole scrum, is, Andrea, how are you going to defend your racist, radical, law-breaking candidates? And how do you defend that you didn't know about that? The Lead Now stuff is another issue altogether, so I won't get into that. 6 days left. Get out and vote. I don't think we can afford the NDP. And after watching this, I don't think we can afford Andrea in the premiership. Get out and vote. June 7th.